They look like they should fit, but they don't. They're a little bit off. Bummer. Let me see what I can figure out. Welcome to Keeper of the Mountain. Man, we've got stuff going today. Our little bit today is going to actually look like a lot more than it is. But we're wrapping a few things up and we're getting close. We're not quite there yet on running this thing, but we're getting there. And we're going to get to cross a few things off the list and a few things I didn't even make on the list because, I didn't think of them. But it was necessary. So, first, let me talk about the whole radiator issue that I had in the last video. In the last video, if you remember correctly, I got the radiator all installed and the hose, the bottom hose, was pointing right at the vibration damper, and I asked for help. And man, did you guys come through. I got all kinds of excellent advice and some that was kind of funny. You guys are awesome. I'm telling you, I am. One of y'all told me, why don't you just cut a piece out of the pulley? Yeah, it'll pass right through there. Yeah, that won't be a problem. Right? Yeah, that's pretty funny. So I'll tell you what I ended up doing. In fact, I'll show you what I ended up doing. But some of the things that I didn't do was, one was move it sideways, because I got OCD enough that it would bug me to no end to move that radiator sideways. And I called a radiator shop to see about moving the outlet over, and that didn't work out so well because it's an aluminum radiator. Now around here, I don't know about where you live, but around where I live, all the radiator shops, all they know how to do is solder brass. They don't know how to work on aluminum. This is an aluminum radiator with aluminum tanks. So you need to know how to TIG weld in order to move the outlet over. In fact, the best way to do it is to take and cut a big rectangle and then just flip it over and then weld the rectangle back in, stacking your dimes, so to speak, with your TIG welder. But I don't have a TIG welder. If I had a TIG welder, I could have done that. They did tell me somebody who could do it, a place called Airport Welding. And you can guess by the name of it, Airport Welding, that they're expensive. Trust me on that. It takes a lot of money to hire those guys, and money is expensive. So that's not happening either. So what I am doing, or what I did do, is this. They look like they should fit, but they don't. They're a little bit off. Bummer. Let me see what I can figure out. Here we go. Heater hose comes out there, and the radiator hose comes out there. Now I can lower everything down. Nice. Okay, so here's the fix. I took the thermostat housing off the 302 and modified the holes. I filed them a little tiny bit to get that just a slight bit larger spread to fit on this head. The heater line lines up. They both use the same gasket. It's that close. And then I lowered the radiator down 3.5 inches. And check this out. this is no longer running into the vibration damper like it did before. Gotta love it. So that's all coming together. It's gonna look nice. I ended up moving these brackets right here down 3.5 inches. So the whole radiator is 3.5 inches lower. And then I changed out the neck. And as you can see, the original neck was kind of tall and stuck up in the air. And so I was going to have to mount the radiator quite high in order to not trap air in the system. But I used this one. The one off of a 302, if you remember from the early videos, I pulled a 302 out of this car, and it had this one in it, and it didn't quite fit. So I had to massage it a little bit with a file and hooked it all up and got it to work. It even used the same gasket. The holes on the two bolts were just a little bit narrower on the 302 than on the 300. Why, I don't know, but the file fixed that and it fits. It's going to work, and you can see the level is just perfect. There's going to be no traps in there. All right, so what's left to do? What do we have to look forward to in the next video? Let's see. Now that the side cover's all bolted on and gasketed, and the cam cover, the valve cover, I've got all this. I just need to get the correct belt for the pulley. And let's see, I've got to put the carburetor on, and I have a spacer I've got to build for that. Well, we have the spacer, but I have to modify it because the spacer is just uglier than ugly. And I couldn't find another one to replace it, so I have to fix it. We'll see how that works out. I got these little lights. They're pretty awesome. Yeah, they have magnets on them, and then they light everything up. It's great for working with a camera. They cost me $1 a piece at Harbor Freight, so that's pretty cool. As you can see on this bracket for the alternator, I've got 3 bolt holes, and I don't have the bolt for the upper bolt hole right there. So I'm going to have to get that. Got to get the radiator hoses, the belts, upper radiator hose. I've still got to figure out how to keep all these manifolds in place. I think I have it figured out. We'll see. That's my next project, is try to get that to work. That, and get the carburetor itself on here, hooked up to the fuel line. And then the starter's got to go in. And then it's wiring and run this thing. We're really getting close. It's just all the little odds and ends that have to happen. So come back for more. Like and subscribe if you want. I've got a little bit to do with the transmission so it doesn't spray fluid everywhere, and a little touch up here and there. And Man, this thing is going to be flying. It's going to be cool. I cannot wait. I'm excited. You know, as always, do a little every day because a lot of littles make a big, and pretty soon we're going to have a big happening here because we're going to start this bad boy up and it's going to be fun. It'll probably be kind of loud, might even shoot some fire. We'll see. It'll be fun. See you then. See you next. Bye.